I'm Insomniac.
And I'm Pops.
And this is Shooting the Shit.
a.k.a. Chatting with Pops.
Was good.
Now that one was pretty decent. I'd like to see something.
This is episode 22 of Shooting the Shit. We're back to patron exclusive episodes. Last week's was a public one about the holidays, which most of you seem to have enjoyed. But Now we're back to patron picked exclusive episodes for you guys. And this week's topic, I had it up and now I lost it. Here we go. This week's topic we picked is from Julian, or Julian D. I think they're the same person.
I think so, yeah.
And the topic is technology. Phones, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, gaming consoles, computers, YouTube, social network sites, etc. How technology changed your life, made it better or worse. So that's a good topic.
Yeah,
and, I feel that we were saying maybe we'll split it up to a degree.
Yeah.
Because not all technology is affecting people's lives in the same way. We'll hit some of the big ones. And
yeah, what was the first one? Did he have telephone there?
Phones were the first one.
Yeah, well, we'll start with that. Telephone, to me, is an awesome thing. It really is. I mean, for me, it's been a great thing. To be able to have a phone, to be able to get help on hand right away. That's all good stuff. The phone is an awesome thing, however.
And specifically, we're talking about cell phones.
Yeah, cell phones.
Not the phone, not the Alexander Graham Bell.
Cell phones, right, cell phones, technology. And it's fantastic, but the smartphone has made it crazy. I mean, because now, whether it be kids, even adults, just glued to the phone. Glued to the phone. Sometimes, unfortunately, me and my wife would be sitting out in the diner getting something to eat, and she's got her phone up more often than me. I might too sometimes, but more often than me. It's like, what the hell? That I don't like. I don't like that. That part's a nightmare to me. I think it's ridiculous. The fact that you could use it and talk and call people, in emergency, there's so many great positive things about the phone that I think it's an awesome thing. The smartphone side of it, I stress again, is like, what the hell is going on with that? It's ruining people's lives, that side of it. But, like the iPhone, all the newer phones. So that's my deal on that, on the phone, the cell phone.
I happen to think that cell phones, there is a negative, I'll get to that in a minute, but I happen to think that cell phones, if you're a responsible, regular, mature adult, are basically all positives. Because a smartphone at this point is instant information in your pocket whenever you need it. And it comes in handy for everything from important things to things that aren't so important. I mean, not just, obviously, of course, communication is, that's one of the most important things, like you're saying, that's good. But I mean, even if you're just trying to figure out, if you're in the middle of a car ride and you're trying to figure out if a restaurant's open currently that you might want to go to, or you forgot the meaning of a word. That happens to me sometimes when I'm writing a review. I'll be like, did I use that word right? You just, pull up Google. Or sometimes me and my girlfriend will be having a conversation about something and we're not sure about a certain fact or a certain topic we're discussing. You just pull out your phone and you Google it. I mean, it's
well, that's
really,
all good. I'm
great.
talking about the constant, everybody's nose is in it. I know that side of the smartphone is awesome. Absolutely.
I mean, the capabilities for instantaneous answers and knowledge to a degree.
That's great.
I think that's great. Now,
but why you gotta be fucking glued to it all the time?
The big negative to the phones for me is the dependency. And I mean that for myself as well. I'm not saying that all of you guys and your phones. There's once or twice a year that I accidentally leave home without my cell phone to go to work. I'm like in a panic halfway there. And that gets a little weird. And of course, your other negative is the fact that you're being tracked all the time.
All the time. So that's negative and positive. It depends.
No, I think that's just a serious infringement on your privacy all the time. Even if your phone's off now, they can track where it is.
Someone needs to find your ass and something's wrong.
So
you won't be saying
no,
that.
but they won't let you track anybody. That's not how that works.
Not me, but never mind. You know what I'm saying? You get never mind. Someone kidnaps you. Someone gets you at gunpoint. there's a positive to that.
I'd rather the cops have to do some old-fashioned searching,
Oh,
and meanwhile,
my
I'd
God.
rather the NSA not know where I am every minute of the day. I mean, if you want to do some shady shit, you got to leave
Big Brother's watching.
If you want to do some shady shit, you got to leave your cell phone at home and go buy a burner over at the 7-Eleven.
God.
You know, and destroy it when you're done. You know,
Holy
because you might
shit.
need to text whoever else you're meeting up for dumping the body or whatever.
Again, the whiskey. He's got the whiskey going already.
Well, I'm a
fungal.
little bit sick.
Yeah, me too.
Well, why don't you start drinking whiskey?
No.
Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Not computers necessarily, just Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
Wi-Fi is a cool thing. I like Wi-Fi, you know?
Internet everywhere, all the time.
Internet everywhere. Which is what you were saying about all the things you could do. So there's a plus. Bluetooth, great in the car, man. I talk on my phone, you know, my hands are on the wheel. Bluetooth for all kinds of things, you know, running your iPod, and, you know, I like it all. So most of these technologies, I'm going to say I like. It's going to be thumbs up for sure.
Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are great things. The only negative, which is something that I've been, you know, kind of worried about for a long time, and now more studies are starting to come out with conflicting opinions on this, is the fact that everybody's walking around in a cloud of Wi-Fi all the time, 100% of the day, and nobody's totally convinced of the long-term effects being necessarily safe.
Who knows?
And the problem there is Wi-Fi
true.
hasn't been, you know, around that long, and especially not to the degree that it's been around in the last decade. So we probably won't know for the next few decades or so, roughly,
Great, right?
if Wi-Fi is going to have a negative effect, physically honest. So, you know, I'm no professor of this stuff, so I don't really exactly know. But I mean, you have to realize that there is an invisible force that you are subjected to all day for pretty much your whole life, unless you live in Alaska. Even then, you might have Wi-Fi. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So that's the only possible negative there, and I don't really know that it's a negative.
Yeah,
it's
but
a speculative
you know what?
negative, I guess.
What isn't, like, there's so much unseen crap out here going, you know, that the whole thing, that whole thing's scary on a lot of levels, not just this. You got a point there, but it's a cool thing, you know. I mean, all this stuff has made our lives really awesome, but it's made our lives.
I don't know what I'd do without Wi-Fi.
So,
Bluetooth, honestly, I other than playing music through my car, you know, this way I don't have to use an auxiliary cable. I don't really even bother with Bluetooth, so I don't really care about it. But I guess that's cool too.
I enjoy Bluetooth in my car. Yeah, I do.
Computers.
Well, these are computers. Everything's.
They have similar capabilities to computers, and they compute. So I guess technically you could say they're computers.
I definitely love the computer. I love all this technology.
I'll make that one real brief. If there weren't any computers, you wouldn't have this channel. You know, I was actually thinking the other day about how my laptop is literally the whole heart of this entire channel. Everything I edit, everything I do. The computer is an amazing thing. It
runs everything.
It's the greatest
Your car, everything.
Oh, I mean, it's the greatest tool there
runs
is.
everything.
But I'm talking about computers, not like in terms of like tablets or smartphones.
Right,
Those are forms of computers, but I mean actual computers. That's a powerful tool.
It's a great tool.
And it brings you every bit of stuff that you're watching on this
because
channel,
of computers, there's all of this wonderful power. It runs everything, and it's just, I think it's awesome. But there's the downsides. Even, you know, our power grids and things have all switched. You know, there's all this out there, and, you know, in the cyber world. So, but to me, I love it. I think it's mostly positive. There can be some big negatives, though.
Ooh, UFOs and crop circles. That might be...
That's another topic, but we could get to that some other time.
Anyway, YouTube and social network sites.
YouTube and social network sites. Let me say this about, for instance, Facebook. Sometimes it takes up an awful lot of my day and time. You know, just looking at everybody's crap, making points myself. YouTube, forget it. I mean, both of them things, but YouTube could be never ending. I've spent hours with music. Like hours. I like holy crap, hours. So Facebook, there could be a lot of negative shit. People hacking in, trying to get your information. Also, people out there that, you know, just want to screw with you, you know, and I'm also getting tired of Facebook with constant ads now, but it's all business. So I don't know. Those two things are great too, but there's just a big negative to all this, and I'll get to it. Go ahead, you talk about.
I actually don't like social media at all. The only reason I actually have a Twitter and Instagram or a Facebook account mostly. Well, the Facebook, I had an ex-girlfriend who thought it would be trendy to make one for me, and I've just had it ever since. But honestly, I don't use it half as much as anybody my age. Twitter and Instagram I wouldn't even have if not for the fact that I have these channels. I have to have them. They're kind of a necessary evil. YouTube's awesome, but that's, I call it the YouTube spiral. Sometimes you can get lost in. Sometimes even while I'm editing and I'm looking for clips for my videos, I wind up clicking on 19 other videos that pop up on the right and just like watching all kinds of stuff. But I think YouTube is incredible. It's also a very valuable tool. As much as it's entertainment, you could basically learn how to do anything with a YouTube video. It's become like an unofficial teacher. You could YouTube almost anything and find a fairly reputable source to show you how to do anything from cooking to rebuilding your engine to, YouTube is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
which cigars to smoke. I happen to know a guy. If you're looking for cigar reviews, but
I would have never been on Facebook either. Jumping in there. I would have never got involved with that till one day.
Pointless.
Yeah, till one. Now it's like, I almost wish I never did. But Nick's mom asked me to do it or something for some reason. A kid I was teaching drums. I mean, Facebook is something. I mean, I don't. So yeah, I mean, I've probably never been on there either. I don't know. I'm with you there.
He also brought up gaming consoles.
Gaming
and video games.
All right, now I'm going. Fuck that. That's what I say. Now, and that's where I'm going to lead off here now into what I wanted to say the whole time. All this shit, all of it, all of everything we're hitting on, when it comes to the, especially the youngsters today, they're tied fucking up in all of this shit and they have no life. They don't go out. They don't go play. The kids especially don't go play. I mean, when I was growing up, it was a different world. Now, there's a whole mess of positives to all of this stuff. We were just saying it, and it made our life better. I mean, I love a lot stuff about it, but the whole fact that kids, and that's why, and even us as people are fatter than ever and all that. They say Americans, for instance, are the fattest nation. It's no good. I mean, we really need to get out and function. I mean, that part of it is a big negative. As for gaming, it's a big zero for me. I have nothing positive there. To me, I feel it's mindless. So, but the kids, man, they need to get away from all this shit. Because it's fucking up the youth. But then people say, oh, the world ain't like it used to be. They can't go out together. That's ridiculous. They can go out and play, and believe me, and they should. They should go out and play, and there should be like a limit on their phones, on their computers, there should be a limit on their TV. There should, because they need to play. I know how I grew up and played. I don't know how you could even come up with a fantasy life, I mean, for real. I mean, a fantasy life that's healthy. Because not all having fantasy or a fantasy life is dreaming, whatever, is unhealthy. I don't know how kids could even have that aspect in their life today, like have a fantasy life.
What?
A fantasy life, like dreaming, being able to dream outside the box. Like, this is all you got? I mean,
are you saying they have one or they don't?
No, I don't know how they can have one. I don't know how they can have a fantasy life, how they can dream, how they can, if they have a fantasy life or dream, it's got to be convoluted and tied up in a mess. Because that side of, to me, technology is quite negative.
Did I drink too much?
No.
What the hell are you talking about? I am totally lost.
I think that you can't fucking have a fantasy life just tied up in the world of... I mean, I know what you're saying while you're going, what's he talking about? Because it's all like a fantasy. But that's just it. That's not normal, so I'm saying it backwards. It's not normal.
You're saying like they're all living a fantasy life all the time?
In a sense, yes. It's almost like you're not living in reality anymore. So, right, okay, so that's what I mean by... So, because the way I grew up, we didn't have any of this stuff. So, you could kind of like dream, fantasize, within reason, not craziness, but now the whole fucking thing is a fantasy and a dream and a... what that part of the life's gone. Going out and play, breathing air, being healthy. It's just fucked up.
Breathing air, that's gone apparently.
Yeah. You're sitting in this stagnant air in your house forever. I mean, I don't know. These are just my opinions. Overall, I love technology. The end ones, people can stick right up their ass. I don't see any need for it. But that's my opinion.
I played some video games when I was younger, but I preferred to spend most of my time outside playing, riding bikes, playing some kind of sport, doing something that was outside. And then once I got to an adult age, and I don't mean adult age like some people consider 35 to be the adult age.
Sorry.
I mean, when I got to like 16, 17, I kind of like it switch flipped in my brain, and I found it no longer appropriate to play a video game. and I just don't. They don't have any impact on my life because I gave them up when I was a kid. I'm not trying to knock anybody out there who's an adult and sitting around playing Xbox, but it's just not my style. I feel like I have way too much shit to try to accomplish to waste time playing a video game. That's just not it. No, I can't even fathom that. Like if you're not a millionaire and you have all your shit together, I don't see how you could be wasting hours of your life playing a video game. But that's
again, if you're a kid, go outside. Fucking, there's a world out there. So I don't know. The last one, forget it. Technology overall, great thing. But you brought up a really intense point, man. All this radio waves flying around and stuff. I am a ham operator, and I did have to study about antennas and RF and things. And yeah, nobody's talking. We're all just out here laying around in the middle of all these RF signals flying all around. That's the scary part of it. I guess we're enjoying it in the meantime.
This was episode 22. Shooting the shit, or was it 21? Shit, 22?
No, I think it's 22.
All right, I think it's episode 22. If not, look at the title of the video.
I thought this was a cool topic.
It wasn't a bad topic at all. In terms of something to think, it is something that everybody individually can think about. In terms of your own life and how technology has or has not affected you and the pros and cons. And in fact, I'd like to hear from you guys about this topic. Leave a comment and tell me about your favorite sides of technology, the pros and cons in your own life. That'd be really cool to
and we will talk to you
to read about. Yeah, of course we'll respond. If you want to suggest topics for Shooting the Shit, because we keep a list of all the topics that you have all been suggesting, leave it on Patreon, on the Patreon page. And I will get back to you and let you know if those are topics we can do, add them to the list. We have a running list, a pretty good sized list at this point. We pick through them every week, so this has been a lot of fun. And of course, if you're one of the few people that are watching this who, you got the video was shared with you, you're not a patron, you want to see this every week, want it directly emailed to you, and want all kinds of other rewards and benefits, then you're going to want to sign up at the link at the top of the video description. Hit the Patreon page. It's $1.
There's a fucking bullet rambling around in his fucking whiskey.
There's a bullet.
A bullet. What the fuck? You're making me nuts.
What's wrong with it?
I'm half nuts now. You're going on. Da-ding, 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 da-ding. Listen. Ding, ding, ding. Listen to this. It's the fucking Warriors. Warriors. Look.
Warriors. This guy.
Holy shit.
See you next week.
Well, yeah, goodbye. Roll the insomnia.